Well, you guessed it, folks. You're tuning in to another evil video on YouTube. Specs decided to start talking right at the start of this video. I don't know exactly what she's talking about. She mentioned something about there was a problem editing the other video, and I don't think there is, so. But hopefully she calms down and stops yelling at me. Maybe asking, what are we doing? Well, they still haven't convinced me to do the trial. The restriction on the trial happens to be extreme off-road A-class. But right now we are going to take a look at the 1977 Ford Escort that just got put in my garage. And hopefully you can hear me over the yelling that Specs is doing. So, let's take a look at this thing. First of all, look at the perks. Your car wouldn't look out of place in a lottery winner's garage. Get an instant 3,000 car collection influence. Your skill multiplier builds twice as fast. We'll unlock that. 7,500 skills influence. Get that instantly. We'll unlock that. 2 collisions, folks. It's all about 2 collisions. We'll unlock that. Speed skills is going to be more than 10%. 20% for speed skills. Got a permanent 10% increase in event finish influence. We'll get that. Air skills. 20% more for air skills. Passing skills. 20% more. Drift or e-drift skills. 30% more. What's this at the top? Is it worth getting? 20% for the next 10 races. We'll pass on that. What's this one? 150% more for the next 10 campaign races. We'll save that for later. Side swipe skills, 20%. Well, unlike that. So that's the perks. Moving on. Should we look at the tuning first? It's at the lower range of A class. I think we're just going to jump right into the upgrades, folks. Right into the upgrades. First of all, it's rear-wheel drive, and for a rally car, that makes no sense for me, so we're going to do all-wheel drive. What kind of engine combinations we got? Let's see. We got a 3.2 liter 6-cylinder. We have a 6.2 liter V8. I think that's too heavy for this particular car. We have the seemingly always offered Turbo Rally, or a little bit more beefed up 4-cylinder turbo. So, should we do the Turbo Rally lightweight, or go for the 2-liter turbo? Well, I think for this particular one, folks, I will go for the turbo route. That takes care of that part. Arrow. Front arrow. Well, I guess there's no adjustability here, so we'll move on. Mud flaps are already on there, so what kind of size skirts are being offered? something else again. Some crazy lights in the front, I guess. Do you want crazy lights in the... Oh, hold on. No, it's the mud flaps. Oh, take the mud flaps off. Well, now. Or take the front mud flaps off, excuse me. I don't want any mud flaps on it. Oh well, we'll do that. Tires and rims, what's being offered? Widen out the stance, of course. First thing, let's widen it all the way out on this one. Widen it all the way out. Oops, a little too far, there you go. Tires. Looks like we're not getting offered anything but width as far as tires go. So what kind of width we're going? We'll go there. Rear will go a step further. Go there. Weight savings in the rims. What do we got? Oh, we're gonna get some good weight savings. So let's head to the other side and put these on. Moving on, folks. Transmission. We got to put the race transmission in it, but let's see about the race clutch. Do we want it? We'll pass. Pass on the race clutch. Race transmission, yes indeed. Drive shaft, why not? And of course the rear differential. Moving on from there, we're almost at the top of A class now. Go ahead and do the unlock the brakes. Put the rally springs in there. Weight savings. 151 pounds lighter, we'll do that. And of course, doing the restrictor plate will bounce us up into S1, so we'll go and do it. And camshaft, we'll do that. Block, we'll do that. I want to do the turbo. I'll do the sport turbo. How's that? So we spent just under 77,000 credits. Let's go ahead and do it. Our weight goes from 2161 to 2100 pounds. We more than doubled our horsepower to 588. Lateral G's didn't change any. But go ahead and do it. Now for the tuning. Tuning. Lower the tire pressures. Front and rear. It's a 6-speed gearbox and they're all showing, so let's back off the final drive a little so we don't go on any sort of rev limiter or anything like that. estimated top speed is 191. We'll put in EVO alignment numbers. -1 degree in the front of camber and 9/10 of a -degree in the rear. Toe a -1/10 of a degree in the rear, and the caster angle going down to an even 6 degrees. Anti-roll. Put a little more stiffness in the front. A wee bit more stiffness in the rear. And I'm not sure what a tiger's malfunction is here. He did a good job in editing the video that is currently being uploaded to YouTube right now. So, well, actually it's not being uploaded yet. It is in the process of being prepared for uploading. Excuse me. Springs, front springs, you gotta go a little more stiff. A little more, around 250 ought to do it. Get the rear springs up above 200. Not exactly sure why my ride height is up in the stratosphere, so we'll back it down. How low can we go? Huh. Still stratosphere at 10 inches. Okay. Damping, I'll let that pass. Arrow's locked and there's no way of unlocking it, so no sense talking about that. Balance on the brakes, favor the front and lower the pressure so that we, in theory, don't lock them up. And then the rear differential, we're going with 50-25 on the front drive and 70-30 on the rear drive. And the balance towards favoring the rear at 65% is fine. And so that's our tuning numbers for the 1977 Ford Escort. And it's no longer going to be considered an RS 1800 since we did the engine swap. But the braking is kind of questionable. The acceleration looks halfway decent. And the top speed for an S1 is dreadful, folks. Dreadful. Dreadful. But it is what it is. We'll go ahead and take it for a ride. I figured you folks would want to see that right off the bat. Seems like the steering wheel is working currently, but you never know when, for some reason, it just decides not to work. Might as well enter this circuit right here. Looks like there's a few of these things in this particular race. Like we're up against the Ford GT also. What's going on? What's going on? Oh! 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 Well, that wasn't cool, folks. Old Eagle. And of course, Tiger took a nasty poop, and that's right by the steering wheel, so I may be overcome by the stuff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh! Smack-olies. Oh, stay off the wall, Eagle! Stay off that wall! Looks like we have to run down that Ford GT. It's an all Ford show, folks, an all Ford show. Got a lap to do it. Alright, looks like we got this under control at this point. So, I think my tune on the Ford GT would have been unstoppable in this thing, but we were able to beat somebody else's tune on it. And our lap time was clearly, our best lap posted time was clearly faster than the rest of the field, so that's at least something. So let's turn this bugger around. Oh! The maintenance crew at the castle always get mad at me for knocking down walls around here, so. But it's part of the mystique, I guess. So we'll go into this. Alright, let's get this thing going. What kind of landing are we gonna get? That wasn't too bad. Oh no! Oh! Oh! Wow! When was the last time that happened to us? Never. Ugh. 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 I think somebody just landed on us, folks. I think somebody just landed on our car. Don't miss a checkpoint, Evil. Don't miss a checkpoint. Oh, Nelly! Oh, we took it in the short hairs on that one again. Not so sure it was a smart idea trying to win from inside the cockpit view. We seem to be going sideways. That's never a good thing. We have dropped back to a miserable 6th place. say something, and I said, nah, I better not say it, so. Ugh! I think we missed that checkpoint. Ow! The missed checkpoint! Ah! This thing turned into a very bad race for us folks. Very bad. And what I am going to do, things happen, folks. It's weird things happen. Not exactly sure why that is. I mean, I know why it is, but you would not want to hear my thoughts on it. So. Oh, can we chase down whatever's leading the pack here? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Oh, man! Seriously, there's got to be a certain amount of something that can be done about this nonsense. Oh, here we go, folks. Game developers, you don't always get a square shot. This thing does seem to have some good qualities to it, though. The acceleration on paper didn't look all that hot, but in the game, in the race sort of scenarios, it looks like it's all right. And if it wasn't for the game deciding to take things over at the most inopportune times, we'd be doing all right. What are you talking about, Eve? Oh, just like when the car resets. That should be up to the player. But somehow the game's able to reset your car. 90% of the time, folks, I'm on my wheels and I'm being reset. And there's no reason for that. And I think that's a recent thing that they must have did some adjustments on that, because you used to have to reset your car most of the time, and now for some reason you don't. The game's resetting it, and it seems like they just have more and more control over your car, folks. More and more control over your car. Which means you have less control over your car. They prove that they can slow down and speed up things in the some of the other events that take place here. I'm just saying. The game isn't always on the up and up. But I promised the cats I wouldn't gripe about things like that, so I will shut my mouth. As far as the top end goes, it looks like it's going to be pretty much close to what it said it was going to be, 191 something. We hit 192, might have hit 193, but at this point we won't know that. If we wanted to say shoot off here and come back onto the freeway, we can do that with no problem. So the suspension seems to be working all right. And at this point I think I'm going to forego, which means not participate in the trial. So I think this little bit of a drive that we did in this car will just be what this video is all about, was the new to the game, doing my garage Ford Escort from 1977. Comes out of the box as a rear-wheel drive. We went ahead and all-wheel drived it. There were some different engine combinations that you could put in it. We went the saving weight route, and we can even hit a tram and survive, so that's always a plus. Tram, trolley car, whatever you want to call it. Some of you might even call it a train. Is it a train, folks? I don't know. we're going to end up on the rocks, folks, when we try to make this leap. Are we going to end up on the rocks? We don't have a lot of speed here. Rocks it is! And it sure looked like I was going to be on my wheels there, but we got reset. Can we do the double jump here where we continue on to the danger sign jump? Yes, we can. Look at that. Not bad, not bad. So all in all, it's a fun car to drive. Looks like it can compete with the Ford GT in the cross-country stuff. And it can win races if it's not handicapped by the game. It handles surprisingly well, I think, for an older car. And I think that's where we'll leave this particular video, folks. Except for my griping, I hope you enjoyed it. But as always, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video, and bye for now.